Alright, see that sign there? And there's another one there, look. Marchwood says no. That's what those signs say, right? Marchwood says no. Marchwood says no to anaerobic digestion. And I think they want to build another industrial estate in Marchwood Village somewhere, a cork farm, wherever that is. Anyway, there's a few things that I disagree with on this. One of the reasons, let me just explain what anaerobic digestion is. Anaerobic digestion's a tank. It uses microorganisms to break down biodegradable waste and produces biogas as a byproduct, right? Which is a good thing, right? It's better than throwing it in the ground, because that's really environmentally damaging. It's better than incinerating it, because that too is environmentally damaging. And yeah, so blah blah blah. But they say this this plant is going to make their quiet rural village, less quiet and rural. Well, let me tell about that little quiet. I mean, I'm sure you can hear and see a lot of traffic around me, a lot of heavy goods vehicles. That's not quiet and rural. I mean, Marchwood already has one industrial estate, and it has a military port, providing one of the only functions of its type in the whole of the UK, right? So those two things you don't find in quiet rural villages, right? So it's not a quiet rural village, If you want a quiet rural village, move to the country, basically. So anyway, yeah, they say no to this anaerobic digestion tank, right? But I don't think they have any idea what it is. I mean, it's such a better way of disposing of our waste, and we really need to think about how we dispose of our waste, because, I mean, you can see this lorry behind me now. Oh yeah, quiet rural village. Massive HGV driving through it. Yeah, because you see them in quiet rural villages all the fucking time, don't you? Yeah. So yeah, basically, Marchwood should be saying yes. They should think to themselves, you know what, this is good. This is green. I mean, I'm not saying anaerobic digestion is perfect, but it's better than the way we currently do it, And as far as I'm aware, the DEFRA want us to have nothing to landfill by 2025. That's not that far away, and if people are going to say, oh, you can't put an anaerobic digestion in my rural village, which isn't rural, may I add. I mean, it's a fucking suburb of Southampton City. Southampton City has got one of the biggest shipping lanes and ports in the world. In the fucking world. And, Marchwood's a 15 minutes less than drive outside of Southampton. That's not quite rural. And then, down the other way, you've got one of the biggest oil refineries in the world. And they think they live in a quiet rural village. I mean, Jesus Christ, wake up and look at where you live. Alright, yeah, you might have a few old cottages and that, but it's not quiet rural. It's a suburb. It's not a quiet rural village, Anyway, so they say no to anaerobic digestion. I say they should say yes. They should think to themselves, let's be the forerunners. Let's take this planet in a different direction, I mean, I'd be up for it, and if I lived in Marchwood, which I don't, but I did, I wouldn't care. I'd think, you know what, my village has got an anaerobic digestion tank. What has yours got? An incinerator? A landfill near there somewhere? No, what has it got? Well, in fact, there is landfill in Marchwood as well. So, there's landfill, a military base, an industrial estate, all in one quiet rural village. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you do get industrial estates and military ports and HGVs constantly driving through quiet rural villages. But I've spent 7 years of my life living in the back arse of nowhere in Wales. We didn't have any industrial estates or military ports or shitloads of HGV. My family live even more up the back arse of fucking nowhere in the middle of France, and they, wow, you can't even get a takeaway, because that's how rural it is. But I mean, I don't know. You know, I don't know. Maybe I'm completely insane, but I think it's everyone else that's insane, you know. And I don't know. Let me know what you think. Anaerobic digestion.